Hi, my name is Ilana. I'm a dentist. I have a practice. And for the last 10 years, I've been volunteering with the dental forensic unit in the police. On October 7th, like everybody in our country, I woke up hearing the devastating news of communities down south that were being attacked by Hamas terrorists, along with rockets all across the country. We were told to get ready and be on standby because most likely there'll be civilian victims. Little did we know how many were coming. That Saturday night, our team has arrived here, and we've been here ever since in shifts. My first shift was on Sunday, October 8th. The next day, I came here, and like I said, I've been with this unit for 10 years. I've seen many different sorts of disasters, and similar to my colleagues, I've never seen something as horrible as what I've seen, both in terms of the numbers of civilians who were arriving. Our unit helps identify the civilians, and there were truckloads of women, men, children, babies, the elderly. We started working. What we do as dentists is we examine the bodies, we take x-rays of the bodies. Sometimes when the bodies are too burnt, we can't x-ray them, we take a CT scan in order to get dental records so that we can then compare them with dental records of missing people in order to make a match and identify a victim and bring them back to their loved ones to bury. The amounts that we were dealing with, I've never dealt with. It was just, we were working, and then we hear a truck just arrived with 70 more bodies, and a few hours later, a truck is coming with 150 bodies. And not only the amount of people, the amount of civilians bodies that have been arriving, but the extent of the injuries were horrific. I saw young women and young men who were shot completely, their faces, their necks, their bodies full of bullet holes. I saw people who were slashed in the throat. We got some severed heads without bodies that we needed to check the teeth. We saw elderly people whose skulls were crushed. There was no face sometimes left, nothing for us to be able to identify with. We've seen bodies of people who were tortured, who were mutilated, and only yesterday, last night, we made an identification, we made a positive ID of a little box that arrived with ashes and bone fragments. And within these fragments, there was part of a jawbone that had some implants with crowns, some dental implants. The body had been so severely burnt, there was nothing left, and the teeth didn't even survive, but these implants survived. We were able to make a positive ID. That body belonged to a 70-year-old woman who had been burned alive in her bomb shelter. Her son was looking for her body. Her husband had already been identified. And last night we were able to identify her and at least bring her son some sort of closure by identifying his loved ones. The sights, the smells, the enormity of the disaster is something none of us will ever forget. And I hope that none of you ever have to experience anything remotely close to what we've been dealing with.